What is up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the silver bullet trade that I took today. I just want to say sorry about my face. I don't know why it's so white. I literally can't. I can't do anything to change that. But yeah. So in this video, I'll be talking about the silver bullet trade, explaining what it is, and explaining how you could have caught this trade if you're trading today. Now, what I do actually want to say before I get into the video, that this is actually a very volatile week for price action, because as you can see here, it is NFP week. And what I mean by that is we have news on Friday at 1:30, which is extremely volatile. And if you are an inexperienced trader, or you just trade ICT concepts, then I would recommend you not to trade your live account the day before NFP. Wait till after NFP before you want to trade live. And this is just because price can do things that you don't expect it to do, and you could get an A+ setup, but it just might not work because we are in NFP week, and most importantly the day before NFP. So that being said, I did take a trade today on a FTMO account that made me $800 profit. It's just a challenge account, so I'm not actually funded on it yet. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So first of all, if you don't know what the silver bullet strategy is, then all it is between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. So that is the only time oh no, sorry, it is between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. That is the official time, but then there is a macro that goes from 9:50 till 10 past 10. So you can actually start the silver bullet time from 9:50 a.m. and then it finishes all the way at 11 a.m. So you do not want to be taking a trade before or after this time. Well, you can't take the silver bullet trade before or after this time. Then the next thing you want to look for is displacement. Now, if you don't know what displacement is, all displacement is just a candle, a strong down or a strong upwards candle that shows that it wants to move in a certain direction. So it's very simple to find displacement. It's just large candles that don't really wick. They're just they just look like they want to go in a certain direction. They can be quite large. That is one way to find the displacement candles. And then obviously you need a fair value gap entry. Fair value gap created for your entry. Now I personally like to wait for the price to come back and retest this fair value gap. I know some people that just literally enter as soon as the fair value gap is created, but I do not personally do that. And obviously then you need a target. So the target is target opposing liquidity. So that is the very simple checklist on the silver bullet trade. And as you can see, so as well as the 9:50 till 11 a.m. macro, we also have a different time that you can take the silver bullet trade, and that is 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. So these are the only times that you can take the silver bullet trade. Yes, you can take this trade on other time frames, but the win rate won't be nearly as high. So you want to make sure that you're trading in these time frames. Now, this trading strategy is quite mechanical. It has a very good win rate, but just deciding on which candle is actually the fair value gap and finding your bias is probably the hardest thing to do when it comes to trading the silver bullet trading strategy. So as you can see here, we are between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. So we can look for our silver bullet. So we can look for our silver bullet, and you can clearly see the displacement candle here, and if you don't know what the displacement candle is, this is a very good idea to realize what a displacement candle is. And right here, this is called a displacement candle. As you can see, it is just very big considering all the other candles. So this right here would be the candle that you take the fair value gap off of. Now, as you can see, we get our displacement down. We've took out buy side liquidity right here. So we've took out buy side liquidity. So what would our target for this trade be? Our target for this trade would be opposing liquidity. So that could be here, that could be down here, that could be here. It just depends where you want to target. Now, you don't have to have a specific target. You could target 10 handles. Another rule that ISD says is there must offer at least 10 handles or 20 points, I think it is, or 25 points, something like that. So you want to make sure that the trade is offering at least 10 handles on ES, or let's say 20 points on NASDAQ, okay? And yeah, the reason for that is you just want to make sure that the risk to reward is worth it. With the silver bullet trading strategy, you don't really want to just be taking one-to-one trades. You want to be looking for those higher moves, those nice risk to reward plays. So over the time, you'll be making good money. So I want to show you this example specifically because, as you can see, we create a displacement. So we get our displacement right here. So let me just label it for you. We get displacement, the displacement candle. We get a fair value gap. So here is our fair value gap. Then we get so we have our target, opposing liquidity. So everything checks up right now, except the fact that price action does not come back into this point here before it carries on retracing down to our liquidity targets. Now, there's multiple things that you could do in this situation. One thing is you could wait for price to come into our fair value gap. Now, a lot of you are saying price action came into the fair value gap after the macro. That doesn't actually matter. The macro is only necessarily important as long as the fair value gap, the displacement, is all created inside of the 9:50 till 11 AM or 2 till 3 PM macro. So even if the price action comes into your fair value gap afterwards, you can take the fair value gap trade. So that is one option. Another option that you could do is you can enter the trade as soon as the fair value gap is created. Now, what this does is this might make your risk to reward a bit less. So let's say the fair value gap is created right here. So you would enter around here. So as you can see, you'll miss out on around 2 points. So if price does stop you out and hit your stop loss, then you're risking an extra 2 points. But the other side to it is you could be missing a lot of plays if you wait for that fair value gap to be filled. Now, this is just a personal opinion. You've got to just trade yourself, and you've got to see if you want to wait for that fair value gap to be tested, or if you want to enter right as the fair value gap is created. Me, I personally wait for the fair value gap to be tested. Now, so what I done, I drag this fair value gap out to the right. I see that here, fair value gap has came, pretty much tapped 50% of this fair value gap. Now, what you can also do with fair value gaps, if you're a not as an experienced trader, what you will notice is with fair value gaps, the price will like to come up and tap 50% of a fair value gap quite a lot, and it is just a very strong reaction point. So I could tell without even marking this out that this price action has came pretty much to 50% of this fair value gap, and not only is it a fair value gap, it is the silver bullet fair value gap. So that just made me even more sure that price action wanted to go down here. So I waited for a confirmation. As you can see, we just got some bearish price action. We broke broke all these order blocks, all these fair value gaps, got strung down candle, and I entered over here and I aimed for the sell side liquidity. Yeah, I'm not going to get too into the entry, but as I want to focus on the silver bullet, but that is how I used the silver bullet trade to enter into a position. Now, you don't always have to use the silver bullet directly to enter into a trade. You can always wait for confirmations like I did today. But yeah, the main thing, oh, sorry, I got a bit of a cold. The main thing that you want to learn from this video is how to identify the silver bullet strategy. As I said, I didn't actually trade my live account today. I just traded a funded account, but this is clearly the silver bullet strategy, targeting opposing liquidity, fair value gap, displacement, and that checks all of the criteria, and I just used the fair value gap as a confirmation. So yeah, I hope this video helped. If it did, make sure you like and subscribe. And also, I day trade live every single day, so make sure to click the top link in the description if you want to watch me day trade live every single day.